heard that Stephanie and Drew had in fact let their storage unit go. It went to auction and was sold off. All of the items in that storage unit were their children's items. If you go back on old videos, you will see Stephanie talking about how they're just bringing their favorite things and everything else is going to that storage unit. You will also see that the mattresses that were purchased last October, November, when this family went viral and everybody came together and bought everything off that Amazon list, was also in that storage unit. So everything that people contributed to for this family, gone. The worst part about all of this is that she's still staying, mourning with family of 7, living in motel, 2 parents working to better themselves and their children's lives. My question would be, how is getting rid of everything that they've ever known in that small shoebox of a first apartment that was then stuffed into a storage unit and then they were put into this motel that they have to switch every 30 days? How is that bettering the lives of your children? Because remember that video where he was just tossing shit back there? It didn't matter to them. It didn't matter to them then, and it didn't matter to them now. Because I have a sneaky suspicion they probably never paid a single month. They didn't pay. It's just plain and simple. They didn't pay. The question remains, and this is literally what everybody feels. Where is the money going?
You won't believe how far the Stephanie Jenkins saga has spiraled. Just when the internet thought it had seen the worst from the so-called resilient Jenkins family, a bombshell revelation dropped, leaving thousands of former supporters furious, betrayed, and scrambling for answers. What began as a story of survival and motherhood has now morphed into a dark, tangled web of lost donations, emotional manipulation, and jaw-dropping decisions. And this latest twist? It's almost too outrageous to believe. It all came to light during a TikTok livestream, but not from Stephanie or her husband Drew. This time, the information exploded from Jolie Ju, sister of Ali Ju, and Lynn, Ali's ex and the mother of one of his children. The live stream was raw, unfiltered, and clearly fueled by pent-up frustration. What they revealed was nothing short of shocking. Stephanie and Drew had reportedly allowed their entire storage unit, packed with donated furniture, clothing, and essentials, to be auctioned off. And not for hundreds. Not even for 10. It was sold off for $4. Yes. $4. Let that sit for a moment. The same unit that held brand new bunk beds, winter coats, toys, shoes, baby gear, and home appliances, items sent by kind strangers hoping to lift this family out of poverty, was lost over a fee that's less than the price of a Happy Meal. And here's the kicker, they never even tried to pay it, not once. Not even to buy time. Not even to protect what little hope their kids had left for stability. To truly understand how outrageous this is, we need to go back to the beginning. Stephanie Jenkins built a massive online presence by sharing her family's struggles: 6 kids sleeping on cold floors in a cramped 1-bedroom apartment, a 7th child on the way, and no resources. She cried on camera, she begged for help. She said she didn't know how much longer they could survive like that. And people listened. Her story went viral. Videos racked up millions of views. Sympathy poured in from every corner of the internet. Followers sent prayers, encouragement, and most significantly, donations.
Big Eleanos. It's snowing outside and it's big money today. If you need something delivered, oh, I'm your man.
My man hardly ever gets to join me for videos, so I was like, put some of your personality up in here, let them get to know you. And I'm trying out some different angles, but I wanted you guys to see the couple of things I got myself in the kitchen, because we've been busting it freaking every day trying to make money and bring ourselves up out of this pit. So let's see. First things first. I already forgot what it's called. A food processor. I don't know why my brain was like, I've been wanting a food processor for a fat minute. This is going to change my gluten-free cooking level game. Like, it's going to change it. Bitch, I'm excited about this one. Woo! I can barely contain myself. Just hold on. I kind of want the camera on for this one, because girl. Oh, shit. Are you seeing this? So excited right now. I don't know if anyone's gonna make it through this freaking video, but if you do, it's too fast. Why can't this blood stick early? Oh my god! Girl. She's so pretty. Oh my god. You know, braised short ribs, burrito tacos, bitch. Shit's about to happen. That's the style. I'm not even gonna edit this bitch. Bye.
Stephanie makes hundreds of thousands of dollars through all of her social media platforms, which she does in fact post on more than just TikTok. She is making money, and she has confirmed she is making money. We know she is making money. We know she doesn't pay for their rent. We know that they are on some type of government assistant food. She has said that herself. So where is the money going? Do they have a car payment? Maybe. Do they have car insurance? I wouldn't put it past them not having car insurance. Point being, they are not paying for anything. So where is the money going? That is the most frustrating part. You can't sit here and say you're trying to better yourself, but more than that, you're trying to better your children's lives. Yet, you didn't give a shit about them losing everything they've ever known in that storage unit. They aren't saving money by just letting things go and losing their belongings. Because in the long run, even if they're putting money aside to potentially get out of this motel, which we all know they are not, she's gonna have to replenish that somehow. So who's gonna do it? I don't know. Maybe it will be the people who have now donated $248 to the Jenkins family, knowing how terrible this situation is. So let me know what you guys think about them losing the storage unit. Do you think Stephanie is saving? Do you think there's some hidden secret that creators have said where, oh my gosh, I think she's saving to buy a house? Or do you think all this money is just going down the drain?
Stephanie quickly set up an Amazon wish list, claiming everything on it was desperately needed: bunk beds, clean mattresses, clothes for the children, shoes, blankets, cookware, baby essentials, even decor to make their home feel normal. The list kept growing, and people kept buying. In fact, every item was purchased and shipped. The reaction was beautiful, hopeful, emotional. People genuinely believed they were changing this family's life. But then, nothing changed. Instead of using that massive wave of support to secure better housing or stability for their kids, Stephanie and Drew made an unthinkable choice. They packed up all the donated items into a storage unit and moved their entire family into a motel. But not just any motel. Many now believe it's a government-supported transitional shelter, where the family doesn't pay rent, utilities, or even Wi-Fi. They brought only a few clothes. Most of the children's belongings, the very things meant to give them security, were left behind in storage. Then came the final blow. The storage unit, costing as little as $100 a month, was never paid for. Not once. Despite housing thousands of dollars worth of donations. Despite being filled with items sent by people who believed in Stephanie's story. She had the platform. She had the money. She had the time. Yet she still let it go. And then it gets worse. Stephanie reportedly returned to that storage unit just before it was auctioned off, but not to save the beds her kids had been excited to sleep in. Not to retrieve warm blankets or treasured toys. No. She went back for one thing: her Nike sneakers.
Allegedly for $4. So everything that they packed into the storage unit, which includes the bed bugs, the fleas from the cats, the lice from the kids. That's where all the kids' toys were. Did you guys forget? Because I didn't forget. But I see Stephanie took her Nikes out of the storage unit. Everybody thinks that those are new Nikes. They're not new Nikes. She was wearing them in the gender reveal for Atlas. So she, in my opinion, found out that her storage unit was getting auctioned. She went and saved her shoes. So they're not paying for the storage unit. They're not paying for their car. Where Drew's not paying child support. Where's your money? Where's your money? Because I know in a couple million views on videos I made earlier in the year, I know what I made in 1 month, and my RPM was only 25 cents. I know what I made. Where's the money? Now you're trying to raise money to get a lawyer to keep Deshaun away from his mother, who just weeks ago, you were texting, trying to have a co-parenting relationship. It was also revealed today that you texted Desiree, and you told Desiree that any co-parenting communication needed to go through you.
Yeah, girl, we want a girl. That's all I can say is girl.
I think it's wild and funny, but y'all, no questions,
Okay,
just no questions, just listen.
I have 181 people, so I'm gonna say this fast because the hubby already left to go to the car because he's ready. So, anyways, I'm gonna start. If you don't hear it, I'm sorry.
Again, no questions. Just listen, please. No questions.
So, Lydia and gents, there might be some gents in here. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I get a call from a lawyer, guys, today when I just got off of work, talking about we might not have court tomorrow. And I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? We have court at 9 a.m. And then she was like, well, let me tell you something. And I said, what? Tell me. She was like, well, the court just emailed me because Mr. Jenkins calls the court today talking about he can't make it tomorrow because he has job training. Again, I'll say that one more time. In the back. He called the courts and said he couldn't make it to the court date today because he has job training.
For tomorrow.
For tomorrow. Right?
Lou called the court today and said he's not sure if he can go to court tomorrow because he has job training. Sir, you have known about court for weeks. Now all of a sudden you can't go because you have job training? Come on. Come on. This is ridiculous. Like, is it that or is it because your GoFundMe hasn't hit your goal so you can't get an attorney? Whoa, that is right. Anyway, regardless if you guys are not walking the dog, but that's the update. I want to make sure you guys got it. Desiree went live to let everybody know she will be attending court tomorrow. Her lawyer, I believe Arlita, and Drew's sister Jolene, and quite a few of them will be there. My husband was actually in the hospital all day yesterday, so probably will be home with him, but I will keep you guys updated, of course, and pray that Deshaun is able to go home with his mother because this is ridiculous. You guys need to stop, and anybody that is still supporting these people, y'all really need to get yourselves checked out because it makes absolutely no sense to me.
That's all she took. The same sneakers reportedly donated by followers through her Amazon wish list. She walked into that unit, looked around at all the items meant to give her children a better life, and walked out with just those shoes. Not one toy. Not one blanket. Nothing for her children. This moment, this choice, sent shockwaves through her community. People were already asking hard questions. Why hadn't they moved into better housing? Why hadn't Stephanie shown the kids using the donated items? Why was she always live on TikTok accepting gifts, but never updating anyone on their situation? And now, they had part of their answer. Even now, Stephanie goes live on TikTok almost daily. The digital gifts, roses, crowns, galaxies, translate into real money. She's also reportedly earning from Facebook bonuses and monetized content. She doesn't pay rent. She doesn't pay utilities. She's publicly admitted they're over $2,000 behind on car payments, meaning even the vehicle may soon be repossessed. Just a month before the unit was auctioned off for $4, Stephanie had already started planting seeds. On camera, she told her followers that everything in storage was ruined, in bad condition, and that they'd have to start over. She made it sound like another tragic misfortune. But now we know, it was likely a setup. Because the receipts don't lie. Her own videos from just weeks earlier showed those U-Haul boxes being opened. Inside were clean, barely used items, kids' clothes folded neatly, toys untouched, mattresses still wrapped in plastic. These weren't ruined. These were gifts. And yet, she was already spinning the story. Cue the next move, GoFundMe. Stephanie asked for $3,500, this time, for legal help to fight for custody of her son. It was framed as urgent, emotional, righteous. And would you believe it? People still donated. Within hours, $248 rolled in. From people who still held on to hope. People who still believed. But the pattern is impossible to ignore. She didn't pay $100 to protect her children's beds. She didn't save the clothing or toys. She saved her sneakers. And now she's asking for legal funds? Meanwhile, another bomb was quietly ticking.
Big Eleanos. It's snowing outside and it's big money today. If you need some delivered, oh, I'm your man.
My man hardly ever gets to join me for videos, so I was like, put some of your personality up in here, let them get to know you. And I'm trying out some different angles, but I wanted you guys to see the couple of things I got myself in the kitchen, because we've been busting it freaking every day trying to make money and bring ourselves up out of this pit. So let's see it. First things first. I already forgot what it's called. A food processor. I don't know why my brain was like, I've been wanting a food processor for a fat minute. This is gonna change my gluten-free cooking level game. Like, it's gonna change it. I'm excited about this one. I can barely contain myself. Just hold on. I kind of want the camera on for this one, because girl. Oh shit. Are you seeing this? Sorry. So excited right now. I don't even think it's gonna make this video, but you video is too fast. Why should this bless it, bro? Oh my god! Girl. She's so pretty. Oh god. You know, Ray's short ribs, burrito tacos, bitch. Shit's about to happen. That's just that. I'm not even gonna edit this bitch. Bye.
confirmed that Stephanie and Drew had, in fact, let their storage unit go. It went to auction and was sold off. All of the items in that storage unit were their children's items. If you go back on old videos, you will see Stephanie talking about how they're just bringing their favorite things and everything else is going to that storage unit. You will also see that the mattresses that were purchased last October, November, when this family went viral and everybody teamed together and bought everything off that Amazon list, was also in that storage unit. So everything that people contributed to for this family, gone. The worst part about all of this is that she's still staying, mourning with family of 7, living in motel, 2 parents working to better themselves and their children's lives. My question would be, how is getting rid of everything that they've ever known in that small shoebox of a first apartment that was then stuffed into a storage unit and then they were put into this motel that they have to switch every 30 days? How is that bettering the lives of your children? Because remember that video where he was just tossing shit back there? It didn't matter to them. It didn't matter to them then, and it didn't matter to them now. Because I have a sneaky suspicion they probably never paid a single month. They didn't pay. It's just plain and simple. They didn't pay. The question remains, and this is literally what everybody feels. Where is the money going?
Enter Drew Jenkins, Deshawn's legal father, Stephanie's husband. The man who, according to Deshawn's mother, was supposed to show up for a critical custody hearing, but tried to skip out at the last minute with the excuse of a job training. This wasn't a surprise hearing. He had weeks to prepare. Time to plan. Time to ask for time off. But instead, he told the court, "I might not be there." Deshawn's mother, Desiree Way, refused to play along. She'd already rescheduled once when the court date moved. She refused to lose more income or momentum, just so Drew could dodge accountability again. So she showed up. Her lawyer showed up. Her advocate showed up. Everyone did, except Drew. And that absence? That silence? It didn't go unnoticed. This wasn't the first time Drew skipped court. He's had a warrant in the past for failing to appear over child support. Now, the whispers are getting louder. Is he dodging again? Is he avoiding legal consequences? Or is he stalling because he knows he's about to lose custody? Whatever the reason, the picture is clear, and it's not of a devoted father or a united family. And here's where the story deepens. What began as a story of hardship and second chances has spiraled into one of the most heartbreaking sagas on the internet. Viewers who once sympathized with Stephanie are now rallying behind Desiree Way, calling her the real hero of this story. She's not just showing up. She's fighting with dignity. She's standing in the gap where Stephanie and Drew have chosen silence, spectacle, and self-interest. But let's be clear, this isn't just about donations. This is about children who've lost their stability, their safety, their sense of home. The storage unit wasn't just a room full of stuff, it was a room full of hope. A room filled by strangers who believed they were changing lives. And now it's all gone, for $4. What does that say about what Stephanie valued? And now, with another custody hearing looming and more questions than answers, the stakes have never been higher. Will Desiree get full custody? Should people still donate, like, comment, and subscribe? This story isn't over yet.